Welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. We continue playing Rogue Trader, and previous episode our Genta went inside this relic ship there. Oh,
Help me, Lord Captain.
what
I always have a
the hell
backup plan.
happened?
I've faced worse than this.
I guess we need to get the hell out of here, cause the blizzard is coming. Okay, let's move. Let's not waste any time. Argenta went inside. The vessel is, well, partly blown up. I'm a little bit worried, not because of Argenta, but because I gave her just brand new freaking bolt-on machine gun. 2 days later. Oh, 2 days later. Oh, thanks God. I was afraid that you died and took the bolt with you. Rogue Trader, as a familiar voice gets you, and yet so much about it is unfamiliar. Argenta appearances is claimed to the point of being frightening. She's surrounded by an aura of unwavering resolve that scorns the very idea of fluttering in the face of opposition or obstacles. The dark fire in Argenta's eyes matched the radiance of majestic set of power armor she is wearing. I have returned from my pilgrimage, Rogue Trader. I have returned with the relic that once bestowed upon my patron saint. So this armor is the 1 star? I like the candles on the top. I really like that part of the game. I like of the universe. Yes, I found it. At the end of the long journey through Saint Argenta's ship, and the moment I touched it, my heart was filled with a calm and hope. It is a sacred relic, but its place is not within the darkness of far-off planet, but on the field of battle against things impure and profane. And I am proud to have been chosen as it was the keeper. As it were keeper. What did you see inside the ship? I saw both everything and nothing. I walked the entire path in the darkness, but nothing with nothing but my intuition to guide me. There were times when I felt like I was passing through grand places and cathedrals and touched by the scripture or elements. Other times it was like I was trodden through boneyards, places where martyrs have died at the hand of the heretics. Only twice did light fall upon my face, when I saw the sacred relic before me and when I saw the way out into the bright light of the day. But through every moment of dark journey, I knew I was not alone. The light of terror and the call of my patron saint were with me the entire way. It is good to have you back. We have many battles ahead of us. Indeed, and I am ready to follow you again, more than ever. Okay, let's see what she obtained. I just want to check. This one, the 1 star. Power armor, 80% armor, 7 deflection, good. Whenever there's scores a critical hit or kills an enemy, the verse damage dealt is increased by 5%. I guess it's stacked. And base armor property plus 15 strength. But we cannot. Oh, we can take it off you. Ooh, so someone else can? Yeah, anyone actually can take this one. What about you? You have charge. Wait a minute. No. Oh, Adeptus Sororitas, yeah. Okay, there you go. But I will take this one from you, please. Where is Ufa? Ufa? Huh? Oh, was afraid, like, where the hell is he? Okay, Astartes Typhon Bolter could be better. Rate of fire 6. But of course we cannot use those, yeah? The no recoil one. The rate of fire. One. Ah. Oh yeah, the machine gun builds could be really damn good. Could be really damn good. Well, let's give you some weapon, I guess. At least with something in your head. In your hand. Not head. Well, something in the head also, not heretical. What are you doing here? Cargo. Drukari, cargo. Cargo. Ooh, that's awful. 7, 10, 11, 17, 16. Meh. Why is it all so bad? We really don't have anything better? You're gonna use those. You're gonna use. But we don't need all of those. Wait a minute. It's the hand of it. Why am I even equipping you like that? Do I even need to do that? I don't think so. Oh, could be good. All pistols. Cargo. The cargo. There's a lot of stuff we can add to cargo. By the way, Pascal. No. No. Cargo. Okay. Shovel. Ah, such a good one. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I guess we need to talk to Cassia actually, because the thing's going to happen soon enough, as we've been told.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulant. The cold embers in Ulfar's soul absorbed the dismal grey, leaving only charcoal splotches. They are straining to break out. They smudge his hues, and the tarnished gold no longer shines as brightly.
Okay, so
I have enjoyed.
So he's literally afraid of the destiny that could happen to his friends. Yeah, I can understand this one. Nothing else matters except Ophia. Crash site, we've been there already. One more time, this unknown anomaly? No, not working. Okay, screw it. What do we need to do? Like the main quest. Why is this still here? It's done, it's done. I don't know. I don't care. Lord Inquisitor should be at his headquarters on Footfall. Okay. So no, that's not it. Yeah. let's travel here. Permission to report Lord Captain. Yocasta. Sobek's voice is resonating. Mr. Skibella has been apprehended by enforcers and at the sense of a crime. Eyewitness saw her assault and kill the esteemed Surgeon Majoris. She has confessed to the murder. The penalty of murdering senior officers is death. However, given Mr. Skibella honorable service and her special status, I dare not proceed without your permission. She is incarcerated and waiting for your judgment. Let me know what are you if you're ready to hear. I don't like those tarot cards that say who should die and who should live. Really don't like this part. But okay. Nomos Yocasta. Here you are. Bring Kibella here. Lord Captain, a murder has been committed on the ship. The victim is one lettered Furious Surgeon Majoris. The perpetrator was apprehended and the scene of the crime admitted her guilt and did not resist arrest. Yeah, everything's fine. Just had to make sure. Kibella appears cold and apathic. Her unblinking eyes stare vacantly, her expression odd. The Furious clan invoke a ship's tradition and summon the requisicator to testify on behalf of the deceased. The masked man bows swiftly and decorously. The masked man. How do you feel, Kibella? I'm fine. Kibella turns her face toward you slightly. A whisper escapes her lips. This is just hollow ceremony, pointless. Requisicator, explain. When there is no one to speak for a deceased person in court, the representative is entitled to seek assistance from the member of the Requisicators Guild. Their duty is to know remember each and every person on the ship so they can defend the interests of the deceased and represent them in court. The study the victim's entire life history to gain the most detailed impression of their personality, deeds and aspirations. The guild was founded by your distant ancestors your distant ancestors, and to my knowledge their requisicator only exists on our glorious flagship. Okay, let's just see how well he knows his job. Tell me, what did Furious like and dislike about his work? He was fascinated by diseases, injuries, pathogens, complications, and part he disliked was the patients. They would not let him concentrate on that which was killing them. Local doctor house, yeah? Why is Requisicator speaking for the late Forest? Does this man not have a family? The clan to which the deceased belonged are wary of bringing accusation against the Lord Captain's companion, and the esteemed lad never made any courageous friend in his life, having always preferred his work to the company of others. Circumstances of murder: the eyewitnesses accounts didn't give us much. The deceased and the murder have a brief conversation, following which Mr. Skibella beheaded the surgeon. The witness did not overheard any details of the conversation. Is it true that you killed him, Kibela? Yes. Neither the surgeon's death nor her own impending punishment seemed to trouble Kibela. Her pensive dark gaze wanders about the bridge. It was me. Something wrong. Oh, I should have romanced her, I guess, instead of Cassia, but who knew? Why did he do it? The heartless man took on a burden that was not his to bear. His duty was to heal, but instead he sent people to the Undying One. People whose time has not come yet. He was cruel. The influence made Kibela more compassionate, and had no intentions of ever stopping. The Undying One never whispers his name. I myself decided to sever his threat. That's not how we do. Her colors has changed, Cassia says. The scarlet and the gold are drowning in the rage of mottled crimson. Her misty blues of sorrow, the misty blues of sorrow and the impenetrable green of doubt. These shades are all in conflict, melding together in frantic tempest. Okay. She was never sane to begin with. Judging lunatics is a thankless duty. The more important things to address is her cult. Is that her cult is guilty of having drilled the notion of chosenness into her head. The whole sect must answer for this incident, Solomon says. Let us hear from the victim's representative. Masked man's voice is unpleasantly creaky. The esteemed Leonard served the worship and the dynasty for many years. He threatened the sick and gained the new knowledge as his trade commanded. He saved many, but he himself was not saved because Mistress Kibela no grievances. He caused Mistress Kibela no grievances. He never offended her. He merely answered her question regarding his work. Whereupon he was attacked, and so he has right to demand the reckoning. The death of his murder would be lawful and proportionate retribution. The heartless man did more than heal people. He maimed them too, tortured them, killed them slowly, and observed. He treated the sick and he gained knowledge. The masked had jokes up hard. The boots of those who walk the path of wisdom leave bloodied footprints. It is the rule that existed long before the esteemed letter did. Whom specifically did Furus torture? Unimportant people, common people, doomed people. The requiescator shakes drop of imaginary blood from his hands with disgust. This was the esteemed letter's way of thinking. Does the Doom Leaper cares where the disease or the knife is causing them pain? It is formula of medicine that would cure distinguished officers, not was the lives of few dozen commoners turned test subjects. With the knowledge he gained, he invented a multitude of balms, antidotes, and treatments methods that went to save thousands of lives. You know, let me just have a sip, just a moment. Real story. There was one professor and doctor, like MD, I mean, medicine doctor, who was exposing children, not children like the newborns, to radiation, and by that killing them like hundreds. He killed literally hundreds, but he invented some modern cures that we're using. So yeah, of course it was without concern of parents or of course the children's living beings. Would that cures will be invented eventually? Most probably. Was it necessary? Absolutely not. But the point is that he was absolutely fine doing that. He killed not one, not two, not 10, taking only one life is fucking nonsense. And so I will stick to my own thought that what cautious, nonchalant disregard for common humanity is worthy of respect. Everything is clear. Yeah, I understand. I understand why. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Furious deserved to die, and I'm not going to punish Kibla for that murder. As for his practice, there are henceforth banned on this ship. Yeah, you know, from one side, I do understand that this doctor was trying to do best. Yeah, this was his way, but I'm sorry, even if people doomed, if he has cancer or something like that, it doesn't mean that you can torture them or use them for that. They already suffering. Not a lot left for them. Just don't torture them more. They have their rights, whatever rights. For example, if you will get cancer for some whatever reason, the sun, the food, it happens so. You're never choosing to have it. It happens so. You could be 100 times doing gyms and doing sports, never smoke, never even sit next to smokers, never drink, but eventually you will have the cancer of stomach or lung cancer or something like that. So what? We need to put you in the cage and start torturing you? Because we can probably, maybe, someday find some new cures? No, that's my humble opinion. That should not be. We are not keeping butchers on this vessel. A single voice cuts through the insurance silence. That is the Lord Captain's will, but the deceased would not call it justice. I cannot be put on trial. Cabela's words are barely louder than a whisper, but anyone hears them. She raises her head, face deathly pale, as if she asleep with her eyes open. None have the right to judge a spinner of death. Oh, that's a bad one. Decision, Cabela. I can judge you to death. Trust me, if you would kill some innocent, I would definitely kill you. With just no hesitation. Vizier, only he can judge. Vizier, what the hell are you doing here? Through the vizier's eyes, as when shot, one can still read the grief that permeates his wrinkled feature. He whispers in a sorrowful voice, "You have stayed from the threat. You have doomed the tenants of the Bloodspawn web to oblivion. What a sorry end for me, not for you. For I am completed to usher my apprentice's souls to the other side before it's my own time to go." What? Why have you come here? To take the one who no longer sees the tenants, to give her to him. She's dangerous. To pacify her forever, such is my duty, and so must be it. Mentor, why me? Do you truly think the greatest danger to your flock is me? What is happening to her? She's not herself. Yeah, she's not herself. The second spinner is in those of spiritual alignment that we call doubt. This most terrible alignment, through harmless to layfolk, is deadly to us, for doubtful spinners will stay from their disdained threats and into bloodthirsty madness. Down brings them to undying one before their time. Our service is demanding. It requires clarity and a sense of purpose that she no longer possesses. Long have I sensed that seeds of anxiety in her, but I hoped her reason would prove stronger and prevail. Alas, now I think the mark of dependence on her. Alas, I know that I am not mistaken. There must be a way to help her, maybe. How would one heal the soul of another dominant? She's fighting a losing battle inside her mind. Once she has all but lost. We cannot enter her mind. We cannot reach our hand to her. Although, well, we cannot. You could. A thread binds the dominant and his shadow together. A rare thread, a shared thread. Will that connection be enough for your soul to enter into harmony? Yeah, yeah. What she said, that I cannot be judged, was like immediately, like, you know, like a heavy punch for me. She will snap off eventually. But if she's like in those doubts and she's losing this fight, yeah, you remember those rituals when she bound us together, yeah? Our spirits, our souls. When she took a bullet for me, so I must attempt to save her. At very least. Yeah, this is the least I can do. The vizier turns his face towards Kibela, who seems to withdraw her sparks snuffed out. He whispers, "The sick and stirred of souls, an artisan who will put you both in psychic trance, allowing your minds to become one. You have a chapel full of astropaths, Domin. One of them will surely do you that service. See that their guidance is strong, for inside her soul you will encounter monsters. A doubt-ridden mind is a dangerous place." I am actually pretty damn good one in that. Okay, so we need to have her overcome her doubt. The locket must get inside her troubled mind. Only powerful guide from cycles of the psychotic shock and put the two of them in telepathic trance. Okay, so we gonna need to go to Stropathic Chapel. Let's pray a little bit. Okay, Kibel, I'm going to help. Even that I'm not using you, but you deserve the help. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes people in doubt. No, sometimes. Like that? Yeah, like that. That's so sad that she took a bullet for me. I don't remember when and how, but I do remember that she done it.
Is there money to be made?
Zachary, yeah, we had a problems with you as well. How are your ghosts with ways? Ways? Ways, yeah. The mistakes of the past no longer haunt me. Not in my dreams, nor or in reality, but I still remember, I remember every single one. Can you put me in trance with Kibela? I need to get inside her mind. Synchronized trance is a complex telepathic practice. Things can go early unless both participants trust each other and have a strong spiritual connection. However, I can sense that you do. You would be honored to be I would be honored to be your guide during the ritual, Lord Captain. But remember, it is easy to get lost in another person's thoughts and the fears of others' house monsters. I'm willing to put myself into that risk, so let's do it. May the God Emperor aid you, Lord Captain. Previous couple episodes, the sound was really awful. This is because of freaking Windows updates. It's every time it's broken everything, and it's so hard to restore everything how it was. I'm praying that we will have some operational system, some other operational system, not the fucking Windows. I'm so fucking tired of it, and I'm not able to use Linux only because the bunch of games not working with this one, and I need this one. Okay, let's do it. A shackled mind cannot comprehend the wisdom containment herein, therefore repeats, He is death. Release your breath with each word. Cleanse your thoughts. He is death. Truth lies in death. Free your soul from the body's cage. Become nothing. He is death. Not that your heartbreak is perfect line and your vision is shrouded in dusk. You have almost reached a state of purity and balance. He. No human will see death before their time. That is the delusions of the living. He. No which we say, a strong spirit can travel there and make the journey back. He the tale of the great Domin Legrand who descends into the kingdom of the dead to retrieve his shadow. He is death. Birth and death are one. We are snatched from a place of warmth and sent blood-colored into an unfamiliar world. Dying is the same. The Domin too learned this as he opened his eyes and found himself on the lower decks lying in a cold coffin. He beheld his ship drifting through nothingness, an adamantine giant corpse, a skeleton mourning from the winds of entropy. A tempest of rust was gnawing at its plasteel bones and twisting its vein-like cables, while the machine oil oozed down his bulkheads like lymph. Had the domain been alone, he would have lost his way inside the ship mangled balls, but a guide reached out hand to him. The spirit of old Vance Zachary had loyally followed the domain to the other side. In the labyrinths of the Herfather, have have Hefte, I'm sorry. The piercing gaze of Vase Zachary descended the thorny path of the halls of the dead. The loyal servant swore to protect his lord. Together the domain and the vein made their way up through the malformed frame of the ship. From the cold catacombs of lower decks, they traveled up into the fires of the ship's crematorium. Tongues of flame leaped at them, yet they did not burn. Columns of the dead marched towards them to be turned to ash in the fire, and the Domin and the Vane walked towards the dead in turn. At the great gate of crematorium, the pass was blocked by executioner. The sentinel made metal spikes and coiling blades with roaring flames and pale bleed boiled written within. Such is blade that has lost the strength of tenets, a murderous monster no longer driven by face but dark desires. The dominant saw a fight was inevitable and hmm, what do we have here? And struck the first blow aiming for weak spot and trusted in his nimbleness and tried to slip past the monsters and banished the monster with fervent prayer to the and banished the monster with fervent prayer to the emperor. Yeah. The beast prostrated itself and began to tear its own body apart, for words of true faith pacify even worst of evil with a sense of shame and self-loathing. And the card of his tarot appeared in Domin's hand. It was the God Emperor, and the first doubt was dispelled. He is death. He is death. Vane Zachary led the men out of the hot furnace of the crematorium, and they walked past long columns of the dead. Frayed was their attire, their bones scraped against the augmentic and stretched the the great the creeped flesh, I guess. They were mowing sorrowfully, and the sounds made memory fade away. The dominant saw that the dead were carrying an ark, and inside the ark was a thing, a lost child cocooned in silk, shedding crimson tears for the unknown. The unliving carried her as servants would carry her lady, and loudly lament their fate. Such is a blade mired in blood rings over lost past, a helpless child paralyzed by regrets. Let he lets he sink into the soft rot of their wails and perish. The domain um, sternly ordered the apparition to vanish. Um, Pressed onward, pushing the dead away with his strong arms. Spoke gently to the lost child, I guess our option. And the lost child tears were dried, and with a meek slide she returned to nothingness, for mercy too can be the blade that brings peace. And the card of his tarot appeared in Domin's hand. It was the star, and the second doubt was dispelled. He is death. And the old Vane laid them into the upper decks, and the Domin entered into the officer's chamber. A web of veins adorned the walls, entrangling the precious trophies, and statues were bound, intervening sinners. And high upon balconies, the dismembered judge wailed as he attempted to resemble himself with his pale hands, but his movements merely tightened the tangle of flesh, turning the chamber into a snare. Such is a blade tangled and trapped in misunderstood teachings, a helpless creature that does not know its place in the world. In order to continue his journey, Domin helped the judge by returning each his organs on their proper place, and the judge became whole again and regained his comprehension of the world. For one who is wise can make whole that was broken. And the card of his tarot appeared in the domin's hand. It was the Road Trader. And the third doubt was dispelled. He is death. The flagship's bridge was draped in skulls and webs, and the pale souls of the dead flocked to the foot of the throne upon which sat the undying Emperor, the protector of mankind. May his praises be innumerable. Starlight shone coldly in his eyes of his skull, and the galaxy rested in his mighty hand. The Domin approached his throne and went down on one knee, offering a prayer to him. Oh, look at this picture. The Undying One heed the words spoken to him, and lowered his brow of bone, acknowledging that he had heard the prayer, as he had heard the Domin's other prayer before. Then the Undying One spoke, and these words are to be preserved in your heart as the greatest of the prayers, for they sprang from the source that was and is the holiest of all the things. I know you, Domin. I know your heart, and the softness that dwells within it. Many who are due to pass on to me remain alive as your heart willed. But I am not angered, for they will pass on to me in the end, and the front face that dwells within it. I know your readiness to serve me, and I accept it. Your spirit has been weighted, and found worthy. The Undying Emperor, may his praise be innumerable, said no more, and it was the Domin's turn to speak. And speak the Domin did, saying that he had come to find his shadow and rescue her. The skeletal fingers stirred, and the Domin's shadow loomed out of the darkness behind his throne. She was bound in black chains and asleep. The Undying One was silent. Now was the time to offer a payment. A death would give nothing away without payment in return, and Domin promised the Undying One nothing, for everything in this world is nothing, and the Undying One himself is Lord of nothing. Iconoclast plus 20. Those were the true words. For everything is indeed nothing, and the Undying Emperor is Lord of nothing. For all things live only to turn to dust in death. The Domin wisdom pleased the Undying One. Then the Undying Emperor leaned over the Domin and drew a skeletal finger right in his heart, and he pulled a scarlet thread of his soul, and the thread trembled, stretched to the limit. It was then that the revelation came to the Domin: a life must be paid for life, and a name was revealed to him: Naki Abyss. That was the life the Undying One demanded as payment, and the Domin agreed to the price. An oath of blood was sworn, and the chains fell from the Domin's shadow, yet she remained silent and motionless, for she saw no sense in leaving the halls of death to which the Domin told her. What do we have here? That her duty to Undying One and the Domin had not yet been fulfilled, that in beholding death as one of the living she had received a gift on unforgiveness, that her congregation was suffering without her protection and the Undying One's mercy. I No, they're all good options. That in beholding death as one of the living, she had received a gift of unparalleled greatness. And there was clarity in Shadow's soul, and her eyes opened, her doubt was banished, and she glimpsed the truth in her lord's words. That's the Shadow's encounter with death had taught her many things about flow of fate's currents, and thus she was not positioned to decide which thread to serve. Second spinner, Kibela, Death's chosen one. May she be glorified. She is Death. He is Death. The Domin and his shadow left the breach. The Undying Emperor, may his praise be innumerable, and their path was stern with his tarot cards. Among them the Domin saw the card of the executioner who carries out sentences and brings violent end to that which he did not begin. Among them Domin saw the card of the lost child who was torn from her roots and her support, but carries within her the still hidden seeds of promise to recover them someday. Among them, the Domin saw the card of Judge, whose weight and separates guilt from innocence and passes his verdict. And they descended into lower base, lay down in stone coffin and closed their eyes. And the Domin heard Undying Emperor's voice promising they would meet again, and soon. And thereupon their journey ended. And so it was that the Domin have seen death before his due dawn, traveled there and back to bring us these tidings and wisdom. Be free of doubt as you walk along the threads of the blood-spun web, for those threads led to him, and thus all of existence. He is death. Oh, fuck me. I'm really sorry about this words, but literally this was experience and a half. You know, the game is really fucking deep. As the shock of another's mind jumbles through stops constructing your throat, you find yourself staring at Kibela's pale face. It has settled into a strange expression. Domin? Lacran? I spoke to the Emperor. That was not the Emperor, Lord Captain. It was merely Mr. Skibela's vision of him. A ferment born out of her imagination. Alas, none among my fellows are powerful enough to bring you the voice of the protector of mankind. I would disagree with this one, because she's carrying his will and part of him, one way or another, inside her. So it could be him again. A look at Churn Master. Breathing heavily, the Churn Master covers his face and whispers, "It is over, Lord Captain. We are in the world of flesh again." "Are you well, Kibela? Do you remember what happened? How we met death?" "I remember. Stumbling. I remember my doubts in the truth of the Dennis throwing me off my feet. I remember deciding to kill, and not because I had heard his whisper, but because I deemed it to be right. Death whispered my name. For a spinner without a thread is like a sky without stars. They would drown in their own soul's darkness. But you have reminded me of who I am, and that my shameful weakness must be extinguished." Kibela looks away. "This Naki Abyss is payment. The Undying One demands the price of redemption, the price of freedom. Who is this person? Where they are from? They are from. I do not know. Help me find them, Domin. Your Factorum oversees archives that contain many names. Let him find the one that death has spoken, and I will pay the price that was set, for I know, I feel with all my senses, that death of Nakai Erbis is the key, the answer to my question. Oh my goodness. If this is not a masterpiece, then I don't know what is this. The music of this place is so harmonizing with all the stuff that happened here.
I always keep my options open.
Absolute cinema. I know, I'm absolutely don't care that the game, well, the graphics of the game is not the best one. It's not like in Baldur's Gate 3 or even like in Divinity Original Sin, but as I said, the graphics is not everything for me. I do like the good quality games, and this game is definitely one of the good quality. High Factorium invited information. In exchange for Kibboleth life, death whispered the name. Naki Erbis. Just who is the person might be is unknown, but Yanis has access to entirely the ship's chronicles and archives can help. Okay, let's talk to Yanis. Yanis. Where you at? Here you are. Here you are. Yanis, hello, my friend. And you know, I have something to tell you. I must locate someone named Naki Erbis. Find whatever information you can. I need it. Erbis, the clan name is familiar. If I must ask your lordship to give me a title, a little time the flagship archives been as vast as they are, I will spare no effort of finding Naki Erbis as soon as possible. Thank you. I found them, your lordship. The Erbis family are a lesser void-born clan. They served in the Borden team for many generations, spilling blood in the name of the dynasty. In the service of Her Ladyship Theodora, Erbisis displayed the impeccable heroism on several occasions. Unfortunately, the clan was all but wiped out 2 decades ago during confrontation with the enemies of humanity. For their valor and sacrifice, the Theodora granted the surviving members of the clan noble estate privileges and the right to settle on the capital world. And about Naki? The name Naki appears in a report at least a dozen different women bore it over several centuries, but there is no data on any living person with that name. The head of the Abyss family will likely have more information about the past 2 decades of the clan's history on Dagonis. It's not common for the Voidborns to settle on the planet. Gravity is merciless to Voidborns, but that does not mean they are incapable of adapting to it. Living on the capital world is rewarding. Was Putin in the effort for? Yeah, I must go to Tartarus. I will send the dynasty representative on the capital's world as instruction to summon the Erebus family to the palace. Okay, so I guess we most probably going to have a quest with Kibela right now. Let the cycle be discontinued, and another one companion quest. The Arc Mechanicus, presumed to have been lost decades ago, has reappeared in the known system. The Corona suspends the first step to reach this. Its location is system. Okay. So who is? Oh wait! Look at that sign. Filthy Xenos. Okay, Dragonis cities. Mm, and I absolutely forgot. Dragonis? Dragonis? Janos. Goldstone. Dragonis. How do we get there? Here, and I guess here. Yeah. Huh? Which bridge? What's going on? Something fucking about to happen. Cassia. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you. Graham, how wonderful it is that I found you here. Uncontrollable, anxiety washes over your body, causing you to lose your breath. Cassia notices this, closes her eyes, and you are released from the grip of emotions that are not your own. Please forgive me, my powers are sometimes too insistent in the attempt to break free from my control. Uh, you have made great strides in learning how to keep them at bay. I commend your perseverance. I came to deliver good tidings. I have spoken with the house's navigators through the Atlas. Of late, I can feel with increasing clarity how our connection is growing stronger. Despite the descent in its mind's house, our seller has been able to keep precarious equilibrium. Thanks in part to you unexpected arrival on Urquhart 5 and the resolution of the conflict at the Dargonos reception. Not all our sellers concur with your decision, but none can deny that impact that you and no one else have had on the house's present state affairs. Cassia nods gratefully, lowers her gaze, and claps her hands together. There is more I wish to tell you. It is about the vision that I have come to experience at the increasing rate during warp jumps. The same vision come to me again and again and again. It is as if I'm going mad. For you see, these visions are about me. The Atlas, the Tisiphone or Sailor, the house's previous novators. I have seen Tisiphone's experiments and one that involved the navigators from the settler branch, which she was rumored to have destroyed for disobedience. But the visions told me an altogether different story. One where the settler helped Tisiphone create the Atlas, and they vanished immediately after the experiment were done with it. Perhaps I can. No, I know I can find the way to the palace of the Atlas if I recreate Tisiphone's journey from my vision, a real palace, not the psychophysical physical illusion to which the Orcello navigators can reach out. I have always had the feeling that it is truly exists in our world. Now, however, I know it with absolute certainty. Um, mm, what else did Vision tell you? I saw Tisiphone experience an epiphany in dream, just like my vision. I came just like my visions came to me on our trail through the warp. She beheld a planet hidden behind rolling warp storms. The world promised her great power, so Tisiphone gathered the set settlers, her most devoted followers, to go on suicidal journeys through the tempest. I know not the detail of what happened on that planet, but it was there that the settlers Setalas sacrificed themselves for an experiment of some kind, and it was the House of Sela obtained its Starway Atlas. For the first time ever, I have an opportunity to find answers on my questions my mentors so deftly avoided. Why did Tisiphone choose me? What is the Atlas? Is it true that House of Sailor's past is drenched in blood? Please, Legrand, do not snap the totally drawn strings of destiny, my destiny. Journey with me in Tisiphone's wake to the distant stars. Oh yes, I will. I shall help you, Lady Cassia. Cassia breathes a sigh of relief, but the look in her ruby eyes quickly darkness again. The house is still watching me. Both the renegades and the loyalists. I doubt that any of them will agree even to a brief mystical armistice for the sake of learning the truth about the Atlas origins, and I do not wish to see House of Sailor lose even one more life to another frontical skirmish. No, I shall go after the answers about our past on my own. Hmm? Mm, sorry? I shall go after the answers about our past on my own. If you wish to show the house your strength and undauntable spirit, invite the renegades to be the first to touch the secrets of Atlas. No, you are standing on the cusp of the great discovery for the House of Selo. Invite the great. No, 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 no. Then it is best that we go alone. Yeah, 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 definitely. Cassia's shoulders relax a little. Thank you for understanding, Rock Trader. And now permit me to take my leave. I must start preparing for the journey. From what I have been able to glean, we must first travel to the her ruby red eye widens in astonishment. The Orseller prophecies system. Or that. Could it be that the historical record are lying? And Clan Orseller is not whom the star system is named after. As a way, that was the system from which Tisiphone embarked on her journey, and we are going to follow in her long forgotten footsteps. Okay, so I guess another one. Yeah, another one. Price of power. Sounds interesting already. Oh. Do I have something in the wall? I've put something in the wall. Yeah? No, don't have anything. Yeah. That's good. Then we don't have anything. Still empty? Still empty. I wonder what. Wait a minute. We've killed the big guy. Come on, this is the fog. Nothing in there. Oh, look at that. You remember this bastard? Where is. Yeah. The Sire, yeah, yeah. Even in this, the Sire continues to watch your every step. The head of the genetic abomination served as a bitter reminder that the great many of humanity's enemies are hidden within the ranks of its allies. The one fog. I was hoping for a piece of doom screen, but okay. It is what it is. Shh. Shh. Okay, I know he's happy to see me, but relax. What is that quest? That's a footfall. No, no, no. Yeah, let's travel. The material released us from its grips this time. And I have left only 18 navigator inside. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, we are going to Dargons. From event from the darkness. What is this event? People efficiency compliance. Okay. What is the required slots captain's decision? Okay. There is a ship convoy in the planet's orbit bearing refugees from Winterscale's realm. The survivors claim that their son has been stolen. Such an— oh my goodness, it is those guys still here. Such an influx of hungry, wounded, and sick people may not be a great strain on the colony's resources. um, Yeah, I guess equip the refugees with weapons and send them to the planet belonging to one of the dynasty's rivals. Why not? We will lose a little bit of weapon, but what do we have here? Like 9 for 4 profit factor? Yes, please. Can we, what I was planning to get here? Whole bunch of security, whole bunch of efficiency. We needed efficiency for somewhere. Yeah, we needed efficiency. But this one, 50 armor, light, has not moved during the turn. The cover efficiency increased by 20% for 1 round. The weapon moves at least 3 cells per turn. They gain 20 dodge for 1 round. Dodge against ranged attacks. Oh my goodness, this is so good. I need a Bastion. Let's do the Bastion. Bastion will, or alternate. Oh, this one also requires a Bastion. Whenever the attack any targets in 5 cell radius surrounds them with a ranged weapon, this attack deals 10% more damage. Okay, this could be really good one for the sniper rifles, but not like that. Okay, let's do this one. What do we have? 5 profit factor. Completes. Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, let's do it. Almost no plasteel, almost no promethium. But we will have decent amount of whatever that is. Like that? Yeah, like that. I need to level up and keep Bella and, well, everyone. But I guess I will do it off screen a little bit later. Oh, it's me alone here. Why did I? Yeah, okay, never mind. Let's go straight. It's a biomancy, but we have other type of magic that improves. There was some kind of. Okay, I've missed this spot because, well, okay, let it be. Let be the biomancy. Let it be. Never mind. Right here. Yeah. Unfortunately, this time. What do we need to do? Fine, Banaka will require a trip to meet those family who have been summoned to roll by the palace. It will be... Yeah. It will be here. Okay, guys, I guess this is going to wait until the next time. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.